With Depave, one of our main tools that we use is the pry bar. This thing is really the tool behind a lot of our energy. It is manually operated, as you can tell, and it's got two ends for doing a couple of different tasks. We've got sort of a chisel bit end, which you can use to start to generate cracks in pavement. You can get in at you can also use it to not only generate a crack, but also to start prying a crack. So you can work into that. And then eventually, as you open up that seam and get under there, you can pry these pieces back. The other side is kind of a flat, blunt side, and that is actually also good for generating cracks and generally just smashing stuff. So you can get on there. And if we had some cracks developed right here, then that would start to actually break apart. So you're gonna have to take my word for it there. But highly effective. Also shovels, of course, for removing debris. And then we have wheelbarrows that are, of course, key for moving all the debris around. So with tools, you also have to be mindful of actually the things that you're wearing on your own body so that you can protect yourself. Depaving is pretty dangerous, and especially when you're working with a lot of different people, there are going to be objects flying, and it's hard if you're going to be working at it all day. You want to make sure you're taking care of your body. So some of the first things you'll want to have are eye protection, definitely key for no matter what, whether you're doing sawing or if you're depaving. Ear protection is another important one. We have these earphones that are great for when you're doing sawing. But then you're also going to want to consider using earplugs that go in your ears when you're just doing depaving, because sometimes we have jackhammering that you might even hear in the background. There's also just the smashing of the pry bars and everything can be pretty loud. Gloves are also very important. So just some standard work gloves, kind of up to you. There are a lot of different kinds. These are more cloth in nature with a little bit of grip. Sometimes neoprene gloves are more appropriate because you get more grip if you're using a pry bar. And then don't forget about your feet. With these ones are great because they're water resistant. They are not steel-toed, but steel toes are sometimes very important to use. If you're going to be in with a jackhammer, it's definitely recommended. Some of the other personal protective equipment you're going to want to utilize are a mask. A mask can be very key. And that's because you're going to generate an awful lot of dust when you're depaving, whether it's concrete or asphalt. In fact, with asphalt, sometimes the dust will create a very black, it can become very black, and you'll be blowing your nose for hours finding that if you're not wearing a mask. Of course, just make sure that you've got it affixed to your nose, and so you're not going to be fogging up your safety glasses. Sometimes you can use a filtered mask. In this case, this is just a more standard, off-the-shelf, kind of inexpensive mask, but it does the job to keep those coarse dust particles out of there. And then one thing that's often overlooked is just suntan lotion or sunblock. You're going to want to have that if you're out on a summer day because it gets awfully hot and you want to protect your skin. Hats are great for that. And then, of course, with the sun in mind, it's not necessarily a tool, but it's something that's going to keep you going, and that's water. You want to stay hydrated, take lots of breaks, and when you're out with depaving, hopefully you're doing it with a group. These are the most rewarding experiences, and so take lots of breaks, rotate lots of people in and out, get to know each other, talk with each other, get in there together, and that is really the key to doing a lot of destruction very fast. So these are the tools that we like to use. It seems to be working for us with over 100,000 square feet of pavement taken out in the Portland, Oregon area over the past 4 years. And yeah, we hope it works for you. Thanks.